Hey to you. Welcome to week number 2 of our fear factor devotionals. I'm sorry we missed out last week. My work schedule is crazy. It's crazy. So because of that, I wasn't able to get one out last week. But the good news is we have 5 Saturdays in October, and so for the remaining 4, there should be a devotional up. As we continue to talk about what makes us afraid. And 2 weeks ago, if you remember, we talked about bugs and how God sent the plague of locusts on the Egyptians back when Moses was telling, let my people go. And we talked about how God protects. This week, I want to talk to you about something that everybody seems to face at some point in their life, and that is bullies. Any of you boys and girls ever had to not fight, or deal with a bully? Yeah, bullies are no fun. And Elijah in the Old Testament, he had a bunch of bullies. And we talked about this before, how King Ahab and Queen Jezebel were just evil, mean, nasty people. And Elijah, he went head to head with them a couple times. And one of them was, again, we've told this story too, about Mount Carmel, which always kind of makes me think of dessert, caramel syrup or something. But they went to this mountain, and they had all these prophets, all these guys were convincing the people of Israel to worship this false god, this statue, this idol named Baal. And there were like 500 of them. So it was Elijah versus 500. And he told the people, he said, hey, whoever's God answers by fire and burns up a sacrifice, that will be the true God. And so the prophets of Baal were like, all right, sweet. So they built a staff, they built the altar, killed an animal, put a sacrifice on there, started praying to Baal. And they said, hey, oh, Baal, please come answer our prayers. But nothing happened. And so Elijah made fun of him for a bit. And then finally it was his turn to go. And he prayed to God. And God burned up his dead animal, his sacrifice on Elijah's altar, and he burned up a sacrifice on the prophet's altar. And then everybody knew that God is the true God. And Elijah ended up having all those other prophets, taken care of. He told everybody to get them and get. They were bullies, and like I said, it was him. He was the only one. And sometimes it can be scary to go up against a bully. And it can be scary to stand up for something. Kind of reminds me of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when they stood up against King Nebuchadnezzar's statue. So we're not going to bow down to that, no sir. Knowing that if they didn't, they would be thrown into a fiery furnace, or even Daniel, standing up for what he believed in. It can be scary to stand up for what is right and what we know the Bible and God say is right. But here's, Elijah, Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, so many other people had to stand up for what they knew God would say is right and what the Bible says is right. And it can be scary to do, even for us in 2020, when the world and society says that things are okay now. But the reality is, some of the things that the world says is okay, God says is not okay. The Bible says it's not okay. So we have to stand up for that. And we may be bullied, or you may be bullied in school now, or have been before, and you've had to stand up to the bully, and you're afraid that if you stand up to him, he'll pound you. And I get it. It's scary, but bullies can make us afraid. But what we have to remember is that God is always with us, and He is going to help us face those bullies, and He is going to give us the courage to stand up for what we believe in, and He's got our backs. All right? I'm excited to see you tomorrow as we continue our series about prayer. We are about halfway through it, so looking forward to that. And the next, of course, we have Pioneers on Wednesday, and all kinds of fun stuff. All right, so I will see you tomorrow. Bye.